guys, welcome to West Can Chat. I'm so happy that you guys are able to be here to join us today. This is our very first episode, so welcome. Let me introduce you to the team. Take it away.
Hello, I'm cameraman B. B says Mr. B, part CEO of Digital Captures GB. Thank you for having me.
And I'm Mons.
What up, Mons?
What up, girl? Sorry, guys, we actually thought she was going to give you more of an intro, but you know.
Like Mons from East or South or West.
Mons from South.
Mons minding my business.
You get me? Welcome, Mons, and welcome, B.
Yo.
Okay, so guys, today's topic is about relationships. Woo! So guys, the first question that I want to put to you today is, in the beginning when you're starting a relationship with somebody or you're both getting to know each other, do you think it's important that you both know where each other stands? Like, would you give them, well, this is what I expect in a relationship within 6 months, is it important that you both know what you're expecting from each other?
I think that's very important from the beginning to just put in your what your interest is, what you expect out of the relationship. So at least they're not wasting your time or you're not wasting theirs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's what a relationship is, isn't it? You've got to know what each other are expecting. Otherwise, what point would it be a relationship? Might as well be friends.
I hate you, because you know sometimes you get into a relationship and you're talking to a guy and you're like, okay, well, this is what I'm expecting within 6 months. I'm expecting you to be committed to me. I'm expecting a ring on my finger. Sometimes if that don't happen after 6 months, sometimes people will be feeling, oh, you know, I'm wasting my time.
What don't happen? The ring on
The ring on the finger. Because men, I want to tell you this, every girl likes a ring on her finger, and we don't want to be waiting like all 4 or 5 years. Nah, that's long.
Really?
Hell
I
no.
think that's the
I'm waiting 5 years for that ring.
Nah,
I'm not telling you to walk me down the aisle, but I want that ring.
I actually think it's safer.
What, without a ring?
I think 18 months is a good time. I don't think anything before that, because I feel that you have in my opinion, I reckon you have a pregnancy 9-month or honeymoon period, and then that would give you enough time to have a couple arguments, couple makeups, and to see red flags, green flags, all that type of stuff. In 6 months, you ain't getting all of that. You might have a first argument or two, and you might make up sex and all that, and then 2 twos, you think it's forever. And then by the 18 months, because you committed in so much and you got so deep, now you're looking at a divorce because you don't wait. So
At 6 months you're still like putting up a pretense. You
But-
still got your guard up.
It's true, but I know that grandparents now within 2 weeks, they're like, yeah, your grandfather was the one for me.
I don't
You know?
I don't believe you was in 2 weeks.
Because some people say they know people within 2 weeks.
There's people that believe in first that what is it
First
called? The
sight.
love at first sight.
Yeah, I think you can love someone in first sight, but it doesn't make it work. You still, like, okay, for example, if I met you today
Yeah.
and we and you had an attraction to each other and whatnot,
Yeah.
we could really be attracted to each other, but what my lifestyle is like and what your lifestyle is like might not agree. So if, for example, because of love at first sight, we jumped into engagement and living together, and then before you know it, like I said, 18 months down the line, we can't stand each other because we didn't get to know each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that happens a lot.
and that's what you call it lust at first sight, not love at first sight.
Boy, I could tell you some stories. Ooh.
Yeah,
People
you
get
press the
lost
button,
and
man.
love out of confused.
Tell
I
us,
should have first-
tell us some stories, huh? Tell us some stories, man. Yeah.
Nah, not today.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear these type of stories, boy. We're gonna be here for 2 years if I tell you these type of stories. Woo!
But yeah, no, all jokes aside, though, I think I don't think it's a good idea. I'm not saying that it can't happen, and even if we're talking about grandparents and people back in the day, I mean, let's all be real. Like, there's a lot of grandparents that might have been together from the beginning to the end, but there's a lot of bones in the closet. and a lot of kids and siblings from over there across the street and
And
round
there's
the
some
corner.
that actually hate each other.
Exactly.
But they just keep up that pretense for so
Exactly.
many years.
Exactly.
Grandma, Granddad, what have you been doing out there?
Well, you know what it is? It's just human nature. I think back in the day, a family was a family, and you stick with the family, especially because a lot of people were in the church, and you know there's a lot of stigma and all that things there. So people stayed together, but a lot of the times they wasn't happy. A lot of women tolerated, you know, a lot of men going out on the family and having kids elsewhere. But because of the family and because of the church, they stayed. But then the kids that were made elsewhere didn't get that upbringing, and then they could end up hating on your family that you might be instantly growing up to, or you could have been a whole secret. And then, you know, they had the generations which were our parents, and then, you know what I mean? You know how
Then it
goes.
comes to the funerals where all the secrets start.
Everybody
Exactly,
comes up.
everything gets revealed. So I don't really believe in that whole, you know, 2 weeks thing and all that.
I
It's just
hear you.
times are different.
I just want to confirm that my grandfather does not have any other secret children out there.
Big up your grandfather.
Yeah, man. I got your back, Granddad, you see? Yeah, man. Yeah, so I agree with you. So if you're in a relationship, how long do you think it should take before the man pops the big question or the female to pop the big question?
I would hope the woman never asks me. Never.
You don't want a woman to ask you?
Never.
Wow.
I would hate that. Hate it. I would hate
Ladies,
it.
are you hearing? If you see this man, don't ask him to marry you. You gotta explain why.
Yeah, the only time I want a lady to go on her knees is not for that.
Woo!
How you gonna give me that one?
Okay, let me.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only time I want you to go on your knees, not for that. But yeah, but on the real, nah, I'd hate it. I think I could be classed as old fashioned because, you know, it's all equal rights and all that type of stuff, even though I believe that's a bit jazz. But yeah, I'd hate it. I'd hate if a woman took me to the bloody shard or whatever and flipping had me coming in and I gotta be like, like, what the hell? I'm
No.
vexed.
So wait a minute. So you wouldn't like to be pampered as well as you pampering the woman?
No, that isn't what I'm saying.
That's the
Pampering
whole.
is a duty of in a relationship. I pamper you, you pamper me. But in terms of getting engaged,
Okay.
and she going down on her knee, would you marry me? Hell no.
Nah, can you imagine him if a woman comes, B, I really love you. Would you invite all his family, her family, start asking him for the hand in marriage, and he just turns around and says no?
Do you know, if I had to turn around and say no, and this is just for anybody watching that's looking to get with me, yeah, it's a secret advertisement. But yeah, no. On the real though, if you know me well enough to want to get engaged with me, then you know never to make that mistake.
Damn.
You know, that's it.
Okay, so you don't want a girl to propose to you. Are you willing to propose to her?
Yeah.
And after what length of time?
When I'm old.
When you're old.
Yeah.
You might.
Old.
When I'm old, yeah.
How old?
Seem to be more clear with that.
About from my 60s onwards.
Damn!
What?
See, this is what I'm
I've
talking
got-
about
I've got a good
now.
explanation.
What do you mean
I
60s?
can tell you why.
Okay,
I can
you
tell you
you
why.
need to tell us why because
I can explain it.
you got two women here. You need to explain.
Okay, I'll explain it.
Boy.
I'll explain it. And this is a concept I had since school. So it's been... and the reason why I say
I
this...
want to
and
hear this.
I think I can win you over with this outlook.
No, I'm not
but,
at 65. Well, yeah, go on.
But the reason why I say past 60 is because I feel that a lot of people, and I know I'm around a lot of women right here, but I believe that the wedding is a woman's day. It's not really a man's day, it's a woman's day, right? And a lot of women like to get married while they're young, look good and all that because it's like the fairy tale thing, right? But the marriage is what's important, yeah? And if you're getting married, it's not about the day, it's about the person you love. But people concentrate on the day, how it looks, where we're going, what it looks like to others, the dress, all this expensive stuff that is only going to last for 24 hours and then you're broke, yeah? And then that could stress out your whole damn marriage to making you collapse, right? Just part of the stress. But the reason why I say 60 is because just like if you have bad relationships in your life, you can learn from the bad relationships to make sure you choose the right relationships or the better choice of relationships as you get older. Not always going to be the right one, but it could be a better choice because you've already been through so much rubbish. when you're 60, in my opinion, it doesn't mean that you mentally always get change, but you've gone through enough of a life to know, okay, look, if I'm going to marry this person, that it's not going to be a joke thing. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like I'm getting married at 60, walking down the aisle to then divorce this person in 2 years. But if I'm 20 and 30 or even 40 and I get married, I still know that, boy, if she pissed me off or whatever, I'm going to get divorced. And I wouldn't want to get divorced. I would only want to get married once. So if I get married one time, that's it. So I'd rather do it 60. The lady would have her past, I'd have my past. If we've grown from now till then even better. Because then, imagine what the wedding would be like when we're 60 and we've been together for 20, 30, 40 years. And everyone's like, you lot getting married. Can you imagine how big that would be?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on
I
that.
still think
I understand what
60
you're saying. I totally
Why?
understand.
Why?
60 is a bit
What?
too high. You can knock it down to that 50.
Okay, I'll tell you what. So, don't reveal, but you're in your 30s.
A lady never tells her
No,
age.
no, I'm not asking that age. Are you in your 30s or something?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. You don't know you're in your
Sure,
30s.
right.
Yeah, no, no.
Damn.
Alright, so I'll take you with all in our 30s. Right. But just for example,
Yeah,
there was a time when you was in your teens
yeah,
and 30 seemed like a far away distant away, right?
yeah.
And then you get there. It's just like, wow, I remember it felt like yesterday when I was saying, wow, 30 is a while away, right? Now you're here. So as much as we might say 60 and feel that 60 is far away, 60 is going to come pretty soon. The one thing that could change by the time you're 60 is that you're divorced and now you'll have to start again when you're 60 because you've been with someone trying to make it work because you got married too early. Yeah, so I definitely feel that if you got married 30, don't kill my flow, man. Don't kill my flow. No, on the real. If you got married at 30, I'm not saying it don't work. I'm just saying, for example, there's a lot of time where people nowadays know that if it don't work, you could get divorced. But the point that I was making is, what do you think would be harder, right? Me and you are in a relationship. We go and get married now, and I'm not saying like it's not. Don't be optimistic about your marriage because you feel that it's gonna last forever. That's the point of it. But imagine if I get married to you guys or one of you ladies, and then by 50, I'm still, because the shelf life, as they say, for men is longer than women, right? So you lot are my kids, you lot with me, you put all your commitment in, and then I go and do my thing elsewhere. We get divorced. What do you think your chances are now going back in the field, trying to find a single person around your age group at that age, at that time? Rather than if you held back or just saw someone, you can live a marriage life, you don't have to be married, and then if it's really working, you're like, you know what, should we do this? Then it's a beautiful thing because everyone knows you've been together, you've been living together, you've been doing everything together. Now you're just really tying the knot. That's how I feel. I think it's much more beautiful that everyone knows you've been together and they've seen your journey and then you're tying the knot rather than you tie the knot early and then it gets untied later on down the line, because that's what mostly happens. A big percentage of divorces, like I swear, like it's near 50-50 of
But
divorces.
Then it goes back to what you said earlier about lust.
Yeah.
Most of these people who get into relationships is because of lust. Not they confuse lust with love.
Love, yeah.
Very
So
true. Very true.
by the time they've tied the knot and got married,
Yep.
all the little habits that probably was hidden from before or whatever, they're starting to see now.
Yes.
And as times go by, it's like they're starting to realise I actually don't love this person that I'm with.
Well, then that goes back to my point.
So then you wasted the person's time.
Well, this is what I'm
But then
saying.
back in our grandparents'
No,
days,
no, but if what you're saying, B, you wasted a person's time because you're saying, okay, I'm going to stay in a relationship with somebody, I'm going to marry them at 65 years old. There could have been somebody else that could have married that person a long time ago.
But okay, what's important, right? Let's really get what is important. Marriage is not it. Marriage is a man-made thing. It don't exist. It's a man-made thing. Don't think God's ever said you have to get married. That is a man-made thing. Let's get that right, yeah? Love is real, yeah? So let's put it real. Marriage is something that people want to do, but it doesn't change your love for someone, and it shouldn't change your love for someone, right? So if my love for my partner is real, Marriage shouldn't make that any more or any less, right? So, me now getting married, what else is your inspiration to reach in your relationship? If that's the height, the furthest you could get to is marriage. But for example, if I'm with you now and I know that I can still look forward to getting married to you one day, how much nice is that? Because we're still living together, we're still doing everything.
Nah, I'm sorry, I'm not waiting 50 years for you to
Yeah,
marry me.
but what is important? Is it the love or
The
is
love
it
and the
getting married?
marriage. The love and the marriage. Because,
But-
okay,
Mhm.
my belief in marriage
Yeah.
is that, okay, let's say when you're 30s, I think, okay, that's a decent time for two people to come together and get married. The whole purpose of a marriage is the commitment with each other. You know, by the time you're in your 30s, that's when you're starting a family. So you're creating a stability. Look, kids, me and your dad is married. You're creating that foundation as well where you're building together. Because if, well, in your opinion, but if I'm living with you as boyfriend and girlfriend,
Yeah.
I'm not buying no mortgage with you because you're not my husband. I'm not, you know, I need that stability. I want a husband to have my kids, to show example
To who?
to my kids.
Yeah,
I'm
but
showing
then
them
why would you have-
stability.
Why did you have kids then?
Okay. So if you are you
It's a
basically
contradiction.
telling me it's not a contradiction? I'm showing stability. I'm showing them, okay, husband and wife are meant to be together. It's not
No,
about boyfriend and
But what I'm
girlfriend.
saying is the contradiction is the things that you want to say that, oh, you're starting a family and you're gonna, you know, be with a husband to get a mortgage and all these type of things, but you got the kids already. That means you didn't wait to start a family.
No, I'm saying don't have the kids already.
I
Get
know, but
married.
that's
Don't
not-
have the kids already.
But that's not realistic. This is what
Yeah,
I'm
in this
saying.
day and age, yeah,
It's
people
not
are
even
having
in this
kids
day and
before.
age. Come
now.
on, look, even if you want to talk about our grandparents' era, our grandparents are having kids at 15 and 16.
They were married.
They wasn't married.
My grandparents were.
Okay, look. Okay.
Well done, Grandma.
Let
So
me
was
just
my
put
grandparents.
let me put it this way, right? Our parents, our grandparents, yeah, didn't know much better because, unfortunately, our grandparents' parents would have been in the slaves, part of the slavery, right? They didn't know anything but God, and that's it. They only feared God. They didn't know about life, yeah. So what can you teach your children if you don't know nothing about life but getting married? That's it. So as grandparents, now that they're free, when you got love and you meet someone, the thing that you do is get married. But it didn't stop the marriage from the husband having kids elsewhere or the wife having kids elsewhere. They still did it. It still happened. These things didn't happen less or more then than it is now. It's still the same quantity. That's why you can have your parents having a brother that's the same age or older or someone they ain't met yet. And like you said earlier, funerals, that's when stuff gets revealed. Not all the time,
But then
but a
it
lot of the
could-
time.
The way how how you would want it, it could also fail as well.
I'm not saying it can't.
Because in my mum's generation,
Yeah.
there's certain either family friends or friends that she used to go to school with that were together for half my life or probably even more than that, decided to get married and now they're not together anymore, they're divorced.
That's what I'm saying, that they're divorced.
But they weren't married in those times they were together, so they had that 15, 16 years knowing each other,
And they still got
and they
divorced.
still felt that they loved each other enough to get married.
So
and
basically,
the marriage
they might
still
as well just
failed.
married from the
So
get go.
Either
Yeah, but
way,
then why-
it doesn't make.
I'm not saying that anything's guaranteed. I'm just saying what is clear. What if you look around you, how many successful marriages have you ever known?
There's
No.
quite a few,
No,
you know.
no. I'm not. There's
Apart
a
from my
few.
grandparents.
There's a few.
Apart from you.
But let's be real. Like you could say there's a few, but it's not a success where you know someone's been together from day dot and they've lived out. Like there are a lot of people. Look, I'll tell you this way, right? If it's real that we're supposed to be with someone, yeah, we will be with the people that we met in nursery or in infant school or in
Yeah.
primary school because we felt that we loved them. Yeah, and we didn't. They got boring or they got old.
Yeah, but that was an age where we were irresponsible. You don't have no
No.
knowledge when you're in
Do-
nursery. You
do-
think you know
Do
love.
you believe that you get more responsible because you're older?
No,
Exactly.
I don't.
So-
I don't, because I've seen some people that I'm thinking when they tell me they're 40, I'm like, you
Right,
want to like a
so
12-year-old.
so the rules, whether we want to kind of knock because the kids are younger and we're older, we can't knock it because when you're younger, and if Jane got with me and then she gets with bloody Peter, I'm gonna be hurt, but I'm still younger. You're still gonna feel it. That's why jealousy is there and people tease you and all that. It's just that we're kids, we're learning then. But when we're adult, we think we know, and we think because we've got the freedom of the choice and we're grown that we can make these decisions. But we actually get more stupid because no one can stop us from making decisions. That's why people get divorced. That's why people live with people and make these commitments thinking it's going to be forever. And then before you know it, one person is the one that's trying to be the glue for the relationship that never worked in the first place. A lot of the time, you liked what you started with. So like I said, the 9 months honeymoon period is what you loved. After the 9 months, when it gets to the 18 months, you're putting up with something. After the 18 months, you now got used to that, so you just stick with it. But really and truly, you've been tired of that person. But because it's like, you might have kids or you live together and you just think, why not? You just carry on and carry on and carry on. But that ain't the way life goes. So therefore, when you get married, a lot of the times, sometimes you get tired of it. And us human beings, as much as people don't like to hear this because we want to believe in a fairy tale, yeah? Human beings, we're adventurous and we have curiosity, right? This is built in us. We want to see what something else is like. I'm not saying be a hoe or a pimp or a player out here, but...
Are you sure?
Well, yeah. And
Sounds like you're telling me
no. If you're going to be open
test
about
drive
it,
every vehicle before you make up your mind.
but good. It's crazy that you mentioned vehicle because this is a good point. Right? I could have bought a Ford Escort back in my day, right? And I loved that car, yeah. But if I had that Ford Escort now, I wouldn't care for the Ford Escort because the Escort's going to be dated. It's going to most likely be run down.
Because you think you've seen a better model.
Exactly, but that was my baby. It still drives. It still gets me from A to B. Why do I want a new car? What's wrong with the old car if it still gets me from A to B? Because I want a new car that's got sat nav in it,
Men,
charger.
you see,
I'm
guys,
just giving this point. This ain't even
you can
just
be
about
with
men.
them from the beginning, blood.
No.
And they see a new model and that's it.
No,
Dash
don't make this a man thing because this is anything.
Okay, this is his thing.
No,
Dash you haven't
this
seen
is
a new model.
a man or female thing because I'll give you this point, right?
It's more common in males though.
No, I don't believe so. I'll give you this point.
It's more out there in your face.
Have you got a vehicle?
Not anymore.
Okay, but when you had your vehicle, yeah, and you bought your car for the first time, right?
Yeah.
I'm just assuming when it was your baby, you washed it. Like some people, they might not put.
I
They
even
don't-
tinted the windows. That's not what I love there.
Right, so you could tint your window, you do it up, you look after it. You might wash it, quite often. At first, you don't want no dust in it. You don't want no one leaving no shoes. No one eat, no nothing. No one smoke. Whatever the case may be at the beginning, right? And then 6 months down the line, you might have some shoes in the boot, left some shoes in the back seat, something like that, right? This is just an example, yeah? Then after that, 2 years down the line, you ain't even washed it for 6 months. But when you first got it, you was washing it. Now that don't mean you got less love for the car, but you got used to it. And this is what happens in a relationship. Now, 5 years down the line, your baby's still your baby, but there's a new model out. So why do you want to get a new car if there's nothing wrong with your car?
Have you ever heard of the grass is green on the other side?
It's not always green on us.
It's artificial grass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Up
but
and
why
I'd
do you
rather
want to
stay-
get?
I'd rather stay where the grass is.
So
all
do you
like
stay
run
with your
down,
old car?
But they go to the other
You can
side.
water it,
might be the
exactly.
same thing.
So would you drive your car
it might be
to
astroturf. You don't know.
so would you drive your car to
To the wheels broke off. Yeah.
You're exceptional because I guarantee you if you was getting that good money and you was able to get a new car and whenever you wanted or whatever.
I guarantee you right now, if what happened to my car didn't happen, I'll still have it up to this day.
I ain't gonna doubt that people keep their cars. What I'm saying is the curiosity of what people like. It's just like clothes. It's like anything that we've got. We love our jacket. When we first buy a jacket, it's our jacket. That's what I'm saying. But we wear that jacket and you wear it for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year, and then you go to the shop and you see another jacket. Why do you want to see another jacket? Why are you even looking for another jacket? The jacket is still as warm as the time when you first bought the jacket. It didn't lose nothing, ain't got no hole in it. Why are you getting another jacket? What's the difference? Your curiosity, you like the jacket. So what I'm saying is, people want to see that another human, like you can't get tired of it, but
But then
you
there's
can.
discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline.
Yeah,
Thank
but, okay,
you.
cool.
Discipline.
So
I
what's
ain't
the
buying that
discipline for?
jacket because I don't need that jacket.
No, but what's the discipline for? Is it discipline to put up with someone that should change?
No, it's like if it ain't broke, why change it?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. People change.
But why have they changed though? This is the
But
next.
that's life. It could be what you go through. It could be traumatic. It could be just money situation. It could be living situation. Anything can happen in life.
But this is why it goes back to the first question. You ask each other, what do you expect out of the relationship? Because we change, people do change, and you're correct. It's like the weather. People change, we change according to what gets put out there. You know? You still don't, you're supposed to work on it. You're not supposed to say, okay, because this person's changed slightly, I'm going for that new
100%.
toy. I'm going to work on it and see if we both can improve.
Definitely, and I would always say work on it. Like I'm not against people trying to fight for their relationships, or if they're married to fight.
You just
for
want
their
them to get new toys.
No, it's not even that. Okay, so the thing is, right? We're together, yeah,
Yeah.
and you get hurt by something. Whether, say for example, your daughter let you down, right? And me and you've been living together, and you're like, B, can you talk to her, for example? And I don't, right? You can now be disappointed because I've been in her life for 10 years, and I've been in her life for 10 years. She's let you down about something, and you wanted to depend on your man to be by your side to talk to your daughter, for example, right? That disappointment in me can make you look at me different, and then the way you then act, because I might expect the same thing from you, you might not want to give. Then my treatment towards you could be different, and then things start tearing off. But we still might love each other, but you're just hurt or let down. These things could be the start of a collapse. And I'm not saying it always has to be someone cheated or went elsewhere or something like that.
It could be just a little minor thing, yes.
It could be so many other things, but it could even just be you got together when you're young, right? And when you're young, sometimes you're young and you're on the street. For example, if I'm a roadman, yeah, and you got with me, right? I'm like, babes, I love you, man, da da da. And you feel, because I'm a roadman, everyone respects me on the road, you feel quite comfortable and secure. But in real life, now you're at home and you got me, you know I'm still on the street. So
Gonna
now
change
no one might mess with you, but you know I could not come back. So now you want me to be at home. So now you're stressing me because I'm a roadman and you met me that way. But because you want me to be safe, I'm trying to be at home, but I'm not happy because I'm on the road. I want to be
Yeah,
on the
but
road.
hold on, you met me. Yeah, so we're settling down. This is not all
I
about,
know
yes,
that,
you were
but
single,
this-
so it was okay for you to be a roadman. Now you're in a relationship, a committed
right.
relationship.
Yeah.
You need to come off that road.
But this is what I'm saying to you. That's what you want.
But you
That's
should
the
also
change.
want
There
that.
is some roadmen out there, once they meet that right woman, that's more than enough for them to
It
be
could
like,
be.
I'm
It
coming
could
off
be.
the road.
I'm
Like
changing.
there's some of anything. But what I'm saying is, it's just a scenario that I'm giving.
Yeah.
You lot, just the scenario. If you met me on the road, yeah, I'm on the street. My hustle might be on the street. That might be the way I make my money. Everything's on the road, yeah. Now we got the home. You want me to be in the home, but I'm not going to be in the home. So
Okay.
now, if you're unhappy that I'm not home, just for example, right, I'm not there to talk to. I'm only going to come in at night. For example, you might have a friend or you might have your business. Now, that guy that's at your business, you might be sad and he might just be a friend that you talk to. I'm not saying you look to that person in a way where you're like, I'm going to get down with that guy. But before you know it, you're talking to this guy and this guy understands you. He understands you, he's there. Before you know it, he's like, come around, man, just chill. Then you're going around, you're talking, and then you feel like, oh my God, I could talk to you more than my own man. How does that make you feel? Because you're growing up. You're seeing that his life ain't changing, but you're maturing.
But that's
You
the thing, you're
change.
both supposed to grow together. And let me put it to you. Okay, so if you were in the strip club now, strip club, and you meet your woman in the strip club,
Yeah.
you decide, okay, this is the woman that I want to be with. I actually like her. Yes, she dances on the pole and she whatever. And you decide, you know what, I actually want to settle down with this woman and have children with her. She gets with you now and said, you know what, I don't want to stop dancing on the pole. Are you going to be happy? Because you want her to obviously be a mother. You need that woman to make the home. Are you going to be happy for her to be staying in a strip club while she is in a fully committed relationship with you, while you're planning to have children with her?
Well, I mean, personally, for example, like that mindset of for me wouldn't work. But I could only give you my opinion on.
It's the same thing for the roadman thing.
No doubt, but this is what I'm saying. So therefore, if we want to reverse it and say that would I want her to stop dancing, yeah, I keep her at home, yeah. I say to her, I want you to stay at home, for example, right? And she's like, okay, cool, but she's making more money than me. So now I'm gonna be out on the road or out of the house trying to make two
Match.
jobs. That means I'm working 24/7, and she don't see me, and she's at home. Just to make the money that she might have made in one night.
But you'll
Just
be
for
happy.
example.
You'll be happy because
How?
she's at home.
Yeah, but I'm not with her.
What do you mean you're not with her?
Because I
okay,
have
you're not
to
with her
work.
because you're out on the road.
That's what I'm saying. So where's the money gonna come from?
Okay, but that's the same thing. If my man, just where you both find a job that
Well,
you
this is
can
what I'm
work
saying.
around, you find a job that you can work
So
around
if-
each other.
If that's what she
You stop
like to
being a
do-
roadman and get legit. She stop
Okay,
being a
okay.
hoe.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way
Mm.
because I understand it's very fairy tale. It's not real life what you're chatting about. Get a job together and all that stuff. That don't happen.
No, not get a job together, but you get a legitimate job where both your wages
Give me an
can.
example.
Okay.
What example could you give me? If
You're a
let's-
roadman.
This is what you
Okay,
need to
you're a
put out there.
roadman. Go and apply for a
No,
job
no,
at
no. You
Tesco's.
put out there she was a stripper. Give me an example what I could stop her from doing, from making stripper money, to then going and doing. If she ain't
Find a business.
what?
Exactly.
There is so
Find a
much
business.
business
So
out
whatever
there.
money that she has made from
Yeah.
that stripping,
Yeah.
invest that in something.
Invest it.
Okay, cool. That's a good point. Think about if she's stripping, right? You have to you want to do a business, yeah? That means you hopefully they got a mindset to want to do their business. Now for me, if you're asking me, I'm that guy that would want a business, right? So my mindset is different because I'm not on the pole, obviously. I'm not the guy, right? But she's making more money. So I'll be telling her, why don't we invest this money? Yeah? That's cool. That might be our dynamic. She might love me because I want to invest in something. She's making the money. But until she makes the money, what happens? I'm still not going to want her to strip, right? And if I go and work a normal job, that means she can't strip. That means I'm not in the home. That means she's going to need someone to talk to, keep her company.
Yeah,
What
but
happens?
who's told you that she's not going to be happy with you
No.
working a 9-to-5 job, having a less pay than what she strips? Because you know what?
because-
When you get into a relationship, sometimes it's not all about the money.
I'll
It's
give
not. It's about
I'll give you the
companionship.
scenario then, yeah?
And it all depends on their mentality.
Exactly. Now, no offense to strippers because not everyone has got a mentality of a hoe or anything
A hustle
like
is
that.
a hustle.
But if, for example, for me, I've actually DJ'd in a strip place before, yeah? And I've met one girl who was doing it to get through to uni for real. And I thought that stuff only happened in America, but that happened here, yeah?
You'd be surprised. of
Yeah,
course.
it really did. Like, and I met one other girl. Well, not that I met. These girls were just working there. I was just a DJ.
What do you do? Oh, okay. You said you're a DJ.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So, and the other girl, that was about her life. Like that was her life. Now, what I'm saying is, I like the other girl. Yeah. I respect the one that's doing it just to get through uni, but I like the other girl, right? So now I get with this other girl, and I tell her, listen, like, let's build whatever now.
Hold on. Is this a real story?
No, no,
Oh,
this
I was
is-
about to
it
say
sounds
because
very
it's.
convincing.
No. This is
I
the
was like,
scenario.
boy, okay. It's a
This
scenario.
is the scenario that I'm giving you because we're talking about strippers, right?
Everything's a scenario to them.
Yeah, of
right?
course, of course. It's a good topic, isn't it? But on a real note,
Mm.
imagine you're getting, I don't know, let's say how much pounds chucked at you, yeah, and I stop that. You are able to go and get your own garments, stuff that I can't buy you, in 3 or 4 or 5 wages. And if I do, that's going to be another 4 or 5 wages for me to get back that money. Just for example, because your job weren't just the job for you to get by, it was a lifestyle that you was living as well. So because of the money that you was making, you could then afford to do this and do that. Now, if I've met you this way, I need to be able to match up to what you are making. That's why a lot of the strippers or certain lifestyles, depending on how you get that I meet you on, for example, if we're talking about that stripper stuff, I'd have to be what they class as a baller.
Yeah, but what if she doesn't want you to match up to it? Because I think, some of you men are mistruding. Sometimes a woman just wants you for your company. It's not all about your money. It's about your time.
I agree. It could be about the time, but generally speaking, do you really think, generally speaking, if a girl is going to choose to go to have a strip job for a work income, that she's not going to want a certain lifestyle?
Not all the time.
No, I'm not saying all the time. I'm saying generally. Do you believe that the girls, I need to just make some money? No. That is a chosen lifestyle. Otherwise, if you just make some money, go work in Tesco. Why don't you work in Tesco?
So what about the girl you were saying that
The one that's doing it for the...
for uni? She more
Right.
likely don't mind being with a man that works a normal wage.
Maybe
Because she only
was,
done it for that purpose.
maybe she was with a man as earning a normal wage, but she still had to pay for her uni.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You sure this story is not real?
No, that's on my life. The story ain't real. The story about the girl working in the strip club to pay for her uni was real.
Oh, okay.
That's real.
How about the other girl?
The other girl was real. But
Oh.
I'm saying the
The
scenario.
scenario isn't real.
Okay.
I was about to tell her, kill the line. Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, but no, but ultimately anyway, because we kind of went off topic. The thing is, what I'm saying is we grow, whether it's maturity or just life lessons. Yeah, we do grow, and like I said, it could be down to cheating, it could be down to just disappointment, it could just be down to just being bored of someone. It happens because we're human beings. Anything that we purchase, whether you paint your walls white and you love your house white, you might get
But
to...
then it takes us as humans to really sit there and really like deep ourselves to be like, is this something I want?
Yeah, that
Really
helps.
ask ourselves,
And
is this
then,
something that
and
we
then when
want?
your answer is no, then what do? You have to leave,
Keep
right?
it moving.
Exactly.
But people don't do, most people don't do that.
They do that. In the end, after they get a bit too late and they have to divorce. That's
Then
what
you still-
happens.
You still have the few that would like to hang on to you.
Yeah, but it doesn't...
But then they're entertaining someone else that's giving them their attention. they want
exactly.
from you.
So you're still gone elsewhere anyway.
Boy, this topic. Oh my
Hear,
god.
hear this. Like I said, regardless of whatever scenario, you lot still proving my point. Because if you're bored, you're going somewhere else. If you want to hold on to the wheels fall off or whatever, then that's more fool for the person that's holding on, because that means you're holding on to the person who else is doing their own thing.
But that's not
No.
everyone though. There's,
Yeah, it's not
there's
everyone.
going
You lot
to
keep
be a
saying
few
everyone. I
people.
didn't say it's everyone.
Yeah, but I think that's where whoever's doing that, that's where they're going wrong. Because if you get bored in a relationship,
Yeah.
like let's say if a man
Spice
gets
it up.
bored, spice it up.
If you
But
really
you
like
know-
that person, spice it up.
100%. I agree.
Because
spicing up is-
relationships do get saved by making more of it. Okay, my wife is a bit boring. She stopped doing the same thing that she used to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm now bored. I'm
That's a
now
good
bored.
point.
Go to Ann Summers, buy something for your woman. Bring it home. Because you know, when a man treats a woman good, we then have changed behaviour.
Yeah, we jump.
You know, a happy wife is a happy home.
That's true, but sometimes it's not.
A happy.
You lot, listen. I'm sure in your lifetime, there's many females that you lot all know, and maybe even yourselves have gone through, where you lot have been that person that spiced it up. It don't mean nothing. A guy can have the baddest chick ever. Yeah, I could have a Rihanna if I wanted to, right? And still, if someone's offered me something, I could go there and take it.
So
And
there's no
the
hope for
reason-
us
what-
ladies.
But
What-
then it still goes back to discipline.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can have discipline. I'm not saying that it's
Which
not
not
right.
everyone
I'm-
has, but a few do.
I'm not saying it's what
I'm yet to meet
my
them, but-
point is, right? We've all, maybe not all of us, but you may have heard stories, if not been through it yourself, where a guy, for example, or a woman, has gone with someone, and you look at them and you're like, you left me, or you cheated and went with that, right? And you look at yourself, and you know you're a 10
Yeah.
compared to that 1 or 2 that they are.
Yeah,
Now,
sure, so.
Now, the thing is, it wasn't necessarily anything to do with they left you for that. It could just be because when you get used to the car, you might just want to drive the Ferrari. You know you're never going to own the Ferrari or whatever, but if someone offers it to you, you might drive the Ferrari because It's a fix.
Well, sometimes you guys are not going for
It's
the
not-
Ferrari. You're going for the thing that don't even have 4 wheels on. Yeah, you're not going for the Ferrari.
You're going for the lemons. You're going for the lemon.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, okay, if we're gonna talk about this, right? Let's. I'll bring it to another level, right? Just imagine, yeah. I'm with a girl. She's really good. She's perfect for the family. She raises the kids good. She's educated. You know, all that good stuff, right? But as much as she's fantastic as a woman or a lady, right? I might want my chick to wear some stiletto heels and show some bump because damn, like she's fine. But she might, oh no, I'm gonna wear the long and all this stuff, right? And I'm like, but babes, like, you look bad. Like I want you to be that baddie for a night, just to make me feel like I'm that nigga, for example, right? Sometimes that could be a lust that could eventually crop up, and it might be a want, yeah. It don't mean that it has to be every day, yeah.
Mhm.
So the Ann Summers and all the things y'all could do, yeah, but you might want to show it off. In the Ann Summers, you ain't gonna show it off because it's in your house, yeah. So for example, if you're a lady in the street and there's freak in the sheets, that's all cool, but sometimes I want you to be that bitch in the street too. You see what I'm saying? Like, so if, for example, now I'm on the street because you're a good girl and you want to be at home, right? And I met this baddie and she's in the club and she's whining on me. I'm like, I can't do nothing. She's like, listen, this ain't nothing, man. It's just a dance or whatever. And she's the baddie. I'm going to feel good. It don't mean I'll love you less, but I'm going to feel good because I'm getting attention from a chick that looks bad.
That's okay.
So
like,
temporary fixes, basically.
But that's what I'm saying. So sometimes, even down to sex or when people go for that lemon, sometimes it's not about what the lemon looks like or whatever. Sometimes it's just the fix. Because, for example, if me and you are together, right, I don't have to, no, let me not say I don't have to seduce you. Seducing is always a nice thing. But, for example, if we go to bed, we're going to go to bed anyway. We sleep in the same room. So if I start filling you up, we could eventually have sex. It's not something I have to work to, yeah? And it's not brand new, right? But for someone that's saying, yo, listen, you know when you come to my yard, I'm going to give you that baddest head you ain't, listen, trust me. All that talk. For example, you're going to be intrigued. It's no different to a woman if the guy is, I don't know, whatever type of guy is, and he ain't trying to be like, he's like, I don't eat the cat for nothing, yeah? But he's a good guy. And someone's like, yo, listen, I want to do that for you. You see these lips and and all that shit, and you might be like, damn, like, turn you on. You see what I'm saying? So if, for example, he wants to throw you on the counter and sit you down,
I'm
you
not
ain't gonna
saying,
think
I'm
about
not
it.
saying no. I will think about
Discipline.
it, but I need to be single. You can fling me up in the air.
you lot are
but
saying
I'm
the right
single.
things for the camera.
I ain't
You lot are
saying-
saying all the good shit
Don't
for
try
the
it.
camera.
Listen,
Get out of here with
Hello?
that.
Don't try it.
Don't
We're
try.
human
I'm a
beings.
good girl. You know,
Listen,
I go to church every Sunday. I don't know what he's talking about.
Relationships here.
Yeah,
Not
we're talking about
sneaky
relationships.
links, relationships.
I'm not even
Sneaky
talking about
links
sinking links.
and relationships are different.
I'm not talking about sinking links.
But
I'm
me,
talking
if
about
I'm in a
marriages
committed
and
relationship,
failure.
I ain't having no one fling my legs up. That's my man's job. And if he ain't flinging my ass up into the air where I'm stuck to the ceiling, that is the issue.
I like the commitment, and it's good.
There's commitment.
It's
man.
good. It's good. You know what? I'll tell you this, and like I said, I've got a very different view of the world. Yeah?
Mm.
We are raised to think of what relationships are supposed to be. Yeah. We're animals. Yeah. Regardless if we want to accept it or not, we are, right? And if you look at any animal in any kingdom, yeah, what is the common thing that isn't the issue? Cheating, all that stuff. Like, the reason why it's a problem for us is because we've got rules, yeah? And rules is made up for whatever society, whatever culture, whatever religion, and all these particular things. The reason why the rules get broken is because it's not actually human nature. It's a rule that's been given us to be disciplined for whatever culture or border we're in. But if we were free to be free, our animalistic ways,
We'd
these
be a
things would
bunch of
exist.
hoes.
Well, yeah, but would hoe even exist?
Would hoes even
It could,
exist?
no. The word hoe, the word cheating can't exist if we were animals. Not if we lived that way, because it wouldn't be a thing. It's because of the rules. When the rules are broken, there's now a name for that because you've done this. But it's human nature because it's animal nature. You're not going to mate with the same thing for life.
But rules are there for a reason.
I know that, but it's cultural and it's religious. It's not human nature. That's what I'm saying. Marriage.
Okay, but I understand what you're saying. But if the rules weren't in place,
Yes.
and we just start acting like animals, sleeping with everybody else,
It
and
would-
different people,
I'll
there's
tell you- I'll
STIs
tell you-
out there.
No,
There's a
listen.
whole big
I'll
reason
tell you-
why
I'll
there
tell you-
is rules.
Do you know what? The rules weren't made because of STIs. Yeah? The rules were made because someone had power and they wanted to make the rules.
We don't
That's
know.
it.
They probably
Listen,
were
I'll tell
messing
you
around
something.
and
If rules was really a human nature thing, yeah, then women would have equal rights. It wouldn't be a different look to when
we
women.
have equal rights.
You don't have equal
This
rights.
is 2022.
It doesn't matter, depending on what culture you're in.
Okay.
Yeah? If you want to be married that badly, you could be, and no disrespect, a Muslim and get married.
Okay,
Like
let me
this-
just drop some. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of soul tie? Are you familiar with it?
I've heard of it.
That's the reason why. That's one of the reasons why marriages are put in place. Because if you're there just humping, airing anybody, you're just linking yourself to different souls. So you being married to your soulmate, and then you obviously having sex raw or whatever.
Yo, put a clap button for that.
Do you know
one.
what I mean?
Put a clap
That's
button
the
on that
whole
one right there.
point.
You know why?
That's the whole point.
I'll tell you what. Because a lot of people don't connect to their soul, and this is the problem. We're going back to the lust thing that we was talking about earlier. Yeah, a lot of us feel that our hearts beat because of the lust. Yeah, and we get that mixed up with that being our soul partner. A lot of us don't meet our soul partner and can't meet our soul partner until we lived life, unfortunately. And sometimes we don't get that until we're in our 30s, 40s, and know that for sure until we're in our 60s. I ain't in my 60s yet.
We go
But-
back to the 60s.
No. The reason why we're back there because that was the point that
Yeah.
it was different to you guys. You lot saw it. Well, you saw it as I'm not waiting till I'm 60. I want to get married now, and I'm like, but marriage is made up. So what I'm saying is when you live life, you know through experience. If I said, babes, we're like 55, 60 years old. Should we do this? You know that when me and you were committing and we walking down the aisle, we ain't on no stupid thing. You get me? We got kids, we got families, we got history. We want it
I
to be
wouldn't
real.
say marriage is made up because it's in the Quran and it's in the Bible, but the rules that comes, some of the things that are mentioned alongside marriage is man-made.
Yes. Do you think? Don't come for me, anyone with the Quran or Bible and shit, right? But did God make the Quran? Did He write that? Who wants to answer that?
Me, I ain't answering.
Put your comments in there.
Nah.
Yo, put
Guys,
the comments down.
put your comments
Did
in
God?
it.
Did Allah write the Quran and then send it to earth? Because I ask you, if that's the case, then women would have equal rights.
Guys, we want to hear your opinion on this. So please put your comments in the comment section.
Yeah,
we
I
are
do.
also going to have a phone line where you guys can interact
yeah.
with us on, yes, because we
Yeah.
also want to hear from you.
Go on, let's
We're
chat, yeah?
getting